Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist, and in this case, prepper tip number 78. Stock up on the same stuff you use daily. Look, this is something that happened recently here in my house. We ran out of the soap we normally use. That would be this one, this Dove brand stuff, which is quite good. So this is what my wife buys mostly, and we have a good supply of this, but for whatever reason, there wasn't any around in the different stores, and there was no Dove soap. And of course, I do have a supply of soap just in case for emergencies and stuff, and we ended up using that. Now I bought some other brand that seemed to be quite good, a name that I recognize or whatever, and sure, you have soap, but it is not the same thing. So as soon as we started using that other brand of soap, you just notice a difference. Your hand, your skin is not the same, and there's a little lesson to be learned there. First of all, of course, having something is always better than having nothing. So whatever you're stocked up on, it's always going to be better than not having it at all. But having said that, it's always better if you stock up on the exact same stuff you normally use. Why? Well, first of all, you're going to be avoiding some of these surprises, like, sure, Dove is nicer than the XY brand stuff that's that you have there in storage. And this is very typical, I guess. I guess a lot of survivalists and preppers do the thing of, well, I'm going to be buying something that's kind of okay, but it's cheaper, so I buy more of it. I think that's a mistake. I mean, sure, it may apply to some things, but on this kind of stuff where quality does matter or it makes a difference for you, there's really no purpose in that. Besides that, you're going to be rotating this much better. What I mean by this is, if you have a supply several months or a year or whatever, you keep on rotating the same stuff. Sure, in the case of soap, really not that big of a concern, but when it comes to food, it definitely is. So the same applies to food. Stock up on the same food you normally use, you normally consume in your household. It may not always be canned and beans and stuff, because you probably have some fresh produce that you use constantly, and it goes bad in just a few days in some cases. But there's going to be quite a bit of this stuff that you, for example, in my household, it's going to be rice, lentils, that sort of thing. That's something we use quite a bit of. Canned meats at times, tuna. The advice is the same. Buy the same brand, the exact same stuff you normally use. Kids are not going to be surprised by not liking the tomato sauce or the spaghetti that you bought that is different from the fancier one or the slightly better one that you normally use. So stick to the same stuff you consume in your household. Same applies to ammunition, guys. If you have some type of ammo that works well in your gun, you have your stock of rainy day ammo mostly be the same stuff. If your gun likes a certain type of ammo, don't buy a couple of spam cans of God knows what Chinese ammo that you don't even know if it's all rusted inside or not. You just have no clue. And especially you have no idea if your gun works properly in that gun. That could be a big problem. That could be a mistake in a very complicated situation. If you're going for your rainy day ammunition, you definitely want that to be working well. So buy the same stuff. If you decide to buy a certain surplus type of ammo, buy quite a bit more of that, use it, and be certain that it works well in your firearms. Final little tip, I buy some of the stuff I know I want to accumulate more of whenever I see it on sale. So for example, if I come across a good deal in duct tape, I will buy a few more rolls of this stuff and just add it there to the pile, the little pile of this stuff that I have around. Of course, specifically with duct tape, it has 101 uses, but mostly when there's certain problems, if there's something in terms of infrastructure, broken windows, you're going to be using maybe a bit more of it that you may expect. So having a good supply of this, whenever you find on sale, good prices, buy a little bit of extra and throw it there to the pile. And if you're interested in this aspect, more of the practical side of survival and preparedness, Street Survival Skills, my latest book, it's going to be available in Amazon, following the links below. See you on our next video. Have an awesome day. Take care.